So when we come from a place of less than, that our inherent worth is less than other people's inherent worth, we are going to constantly be looking for the outside world to tell us what our value is. And also looking to other people to tell us who we are to a certain extent. You can just imagine how disorienting this is going to feel, because people are fickle and opinions are subjective, and so it's going to feel very disorienting to a person who has a less than self-esteem, because people's opinions of them are constantly going to change. A less than self-esteemed person is going to be a little bit more boundaryless. They're not going to be able to protect themselves from other people's opinions, from other people's feelings, and other people's behaviors. Because if you feel like your inherent worth is less than someone else's, how are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to feel like you have the right to take up space and to be able to set boundaries and to say no to people? What I find interesting about a less than self-esteem, a fixed less than self-esteem, is that in order for us to feel better about ourselves, our knee-jerk reaction is to put someone else down. So it is very much like the greater than self-esteem person. In order for us to feel almost like right-sized, to feel equal to somebody else or to feel better than someone else, we actually have to end up devaluing that person in the process. So this is going to be important to note about the devaluation of others, because that is actually how we begin to change. So there's going to be three things that we want to focus on in order to change this self-esteem. One is going to be acknowledging that we have a less than self-esteem. And we acknowledge that by starting to spy on our thoughts and spy on our feelings. We might notice that we come from a less than place a lot of the time, and that our thoughts just innately go there. The second thing, once we acknowledge where the triggers are and when we feel the most less than, we're going to want to replace the less than thoughts replace them with equal to thoughts, okay? So we're not going to be devaluing others. We're going to be replacing it with thoughts of, my worth is no better and no less than anybody else's. That person is allowed to be human, and that doesn't make them better than me. And I'm allowed to be human, and that doesn't make them less than me. So it's going to be replacing those things as well. And then thirdly is that we want to continue to practice having our self-worth come from an internal compass. So whenever we get, so it's going to be really important for us to get quiet with ourselves during the day, to have some sort of practice, mindfulness practice, that takes us into the present moment. Because in the present moment, there is no better than and there is no less than. There only is what is in front of us, right? Because the less than self-esteemed person is so afraid of themselves because we don't truly love ourselves, it's going to be important that we spend time alone and with our thoughts, and with our thoughts in a very prescribed, focused, mindful way, so that we learn that all the answers and all of our worth is actually internal. It's not looking without, it's looking within. Let me know if this resonates, and my next video is going to be about what a greater than self-esteemed person looks like in real time.